G'day guys. Just before we get started, probably wanted to address the Luke McDonald incident from the weekend. We've dealt with that internally already. Luke's given Connor a call, and from our perspective, it wasn't necessary. It's a bad look, and considering all the things that are going on around the world at the moment, and even more specifically in Melbourne, that we just don't accept that type of behaviour, and Luke's apologised for that, and he understands what that looks like. So I just wanted to make sure that I address that with you guys straight up.
Rhyce, just on that with Luke, was that initiated by you, or did Luke realise after the game that he was disappointed, I guess, in his own actions?
Yeah, look, he's disappointed in his own actions, and we had a really good chat about it, and we addressed it straight away as soon as we felt it was the right time, and he did that the next morning, and we put it to bed pretty quickly. And Connor was really good about it, and respected the phone call from Luke.
It seems like you're pretty keen to make a stand to do things the right way with the footy club in terms of in the way you're coaching the boys.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I've been really proud of coming here, and of our playing group and of our coaching group. We are doing things the right way, and we'll continue to do that, and really strive for high standards, and make each other accountable in terms of those standards. So that'll never be an issue, I wouldn't think. We address everything that we think needs addressing straight away.
You touched on it before, Rhyce, but it looked like on Saturday night that you missed those three experienced guys in the midfield. Did you feel you were just a bit too short there?
Yeah, Riley, we've certainly got some significant injuries. It would be great to have Cunners and Zeebs and Kane and Nick Larkey, these type of players, but we didn't have those guys on the weekend, and we have got a significant injury list. But we were really confident going into the game, and I think we showed for periods throughout the game that we can certainly mix it with the top teams, and we've shown that already this year. And we're going through a bit of a lean patch at the moment, but there's a strong belief that within the group that we'll get going sooner rather than later, and our brand will stack up, and I know it will, and I know the boys are striving really hard to achieve that.
What can you do to get Ben Brown back up and going? He's been a bit quiet the last month. I think he's only kicked 2 in his last 3 games. What can you do, and what can the team do to sort of get him back up and going?
Yeah, Ben's competing really hard. He's working really hard, and I think we haven't really helped our forwards a lot in terms of our entries inside 50. So he's a bit dictated by what happens up the ground. And we're again a work in progress on that, and we'll address a few things, and hopefully we can help our forwards out and Ben out in that area. But I know with Ben, he's competing really hard. He's giving us an option, and he's bringing the ball to deck if he is in a contest, and he's not in the ideal position. So he's playing his role at the moment, but we've got to help him out.
Does he miss someone like a Nick Larkey? It looked like, particularly last year when Larkey came into the side, that he started playing a lot better in his footy. Do you think he misses his presence in that 50?
I think Nick's a really good player, and I think he's going to be a good player for our football club for a long time. So we miss him as a football team, but he's not there at the moment, and I think Ben's shown his capabilities throughout the years that he can function as that sole key if need be. But I think it's more, as I said before, about what's happening up the field, and how he's being dictated to by that. So I think the guys around him are doing their job. We've got some young kids down there that are really having a crack, and we're loving what they're doing, and the more experience they get, the better. And they're providing us some with some real options down there, and we've just got to make sure that we help them out.
Cam Zerho was one of those who provided a bit of a presence up forward. I think especially late, he almost looked like he could be used as a bit of a foil. Is he one of those options that you maybe turn to, I guess, to support Ben going forward?
Yeah, Cam certainly played a really strong game on the weekend. He's had some up and down games, but he's been really invested in what he's doing, and he's worked really hard, and it was no surprise on the weekend that he had an impact, and we just love how Camo hits bodies. It gets him into the game, and when he's doing that, everyone walks a bit taller, and we're really pleased with his output, and he got a bit of reward for a bit of hard work over the last couple of weeks.
You've got some young guys who've certainly impressed early in the season, like Jai Simpkin, who's really stepped up, and even Taron Thomas. I heard some commentary this morning about whether you guys potentially should have been more aggressive in chasing younger talent through the draft more recently. And I know that potentially doesn't apply in senior coach for a short amount of time, but do you hear that, and how do you feel about the path the club's gone down in that regard in terms of your list management?
Well, in terms of what we've got right now, I'm really pleased with the young brigade that are coming through. We've got some really super talent, and those guys are getting exposed to AFL footy at the moment, apart through our injury list, but also through some good form. And I've been really pleased with the Jack Marnies, the Taron Thomas, Curtis Taylor, these type of players that are certainly playing some really good footy, and it bodes well for our future. I can't do anything about what's happened in the past. All I can do is control what we do moving forward, and I'm really pleased with the development that we've invested in these young guys, both at senior level now, but over pre-season, and the development shown, and hopefully they keep growing, and we keep building as a footy club.
Rhyce, there was a lot of talk over the weekend about the defensive style of footy a lot of teams are playing at the moment. Do you feel any pressure to play an attractive brand of football at the moment?
There's obviously a little bit going on. I happened to watch the Richmond-Sydney game, so there's a bit of controversy around that game. But look, we're trying to get our game up and going, and get our brand of football back, and that's really important. So I can't speak for other teams, but we're really concentrating on getting our North Melbourne brand of football out on the park and consistently, and I think when we do that, we'll get the rewards. But the boys are working really hard, and again, I'll say it, we showed glimpses on the weekend, and to take Essendon, who have only lost one game, to within 2 goals, I think shows signs that we're on our way back.
Just sorry to back over the Luke issue. Were you expecting any sort of sanction or anything from the AFL in regards to that, Rhyce?
Nah, I wouldn't have thought so. And we were really keen to address that kind of stuff, as I said before, Ed, and I'm more than comfortable with where it sits. If Connor's all good with it, then that's the main thing. But again, from a club perspective, it's not a good look, and it's something that we don't stand for, and I take very seriously, and especially in these times at the moment.
And do you have a view on, I guess, the Shield, incident with Curtis Taylor and how we handle that sort of thing? Because there was a few, I guess, over the weekend where, bumps and they've caught a player in the head. I guess, were you comfortable with what sort of sanction he received, given what's happened to Curtis?
Yeah, it's really hard for me to say whether or not I'm comfortable with it. I was really just concerned with Curtis at the time. It was a high hit, and I was glad that he was okay and he was able to take part in the rest of the game at some point. And yeah, I think we've just got to protect the guy that are going for the ball, and I think that's what it comes down to. And safety is obviously paramount in these times, and especially when it comes to the head. So we just got to look after the guy who's got his head over the pill.
And Rhyce, we know you had that sort of limited numbers scratch match over the weekend. I guess, what did you take out of that? Who can sort of come into the mix? I know Brady mentioned a couple of those guys are just getting their loads up, but anyone sort of in the mix after that?
Yeah, we've been really pleased with the scratch matches. There's been a bit of talk around them, but I get a lot out of them. I think it says a lot about the guys' attitude and their commitment to their game and the team, and our boys have been sensational in that respect. And we played with some pretty low numbers at stages. I think there was a 11v11 at one stage, so that game gets a bit open and becomes a bit of a track meet to some extent. But we got some really good results out of it, and Benny Mackay's been going really well over the last month. Sam Durden's making strides. Aidan Bonner is going really, really well. Tom Murphy's playing some good footy, and then to see Nick Larkey and LDU come back and show what they can do, and that's really pleasing for us. And we've picked guys out of those scratch matches like Jack Marnie, Tristan Cherry, and Tom Campbell. So we really hold them in high regard, those scratchies, and I know that the opposition have been really good as well.